Okay, it's 10 o'clock and I will call the Harrison County Commission meeting for Wednesday, July 16th to order. If you will rise and join us in the invocation and pledge, please.
Heavenly Father, in times of loss, whether expected or unexpected, there is always pain, there is always sadness, and there is always loneliness. But Lord, present in that pain is you, and that loneliness is you. Lord, you are the light. No matter what feelings we're feeling, you are present with us, Lord, always. We pray for all the individuals, whether it's in this building or across the street, friends or family that are dealing with something right now. We pray that only your peace, Lord, that can only come for us in a way that is truly true, Lord, comes upon them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is there anyone signed up? Okay. Is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Anyone on Zoom wish to speak publicly? Okay. Number 2, consent agenda. What's the pleasure?
Motion approved.
Motion to approve consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 3, payroll change notices A through H. What's the pleasure?
Motion approved A through H.
Motion to approve 3A through H. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. And number 4, we have no minutes or amended.
That is correct, Madam President.
Number 5, requisitions, purchase orders, and invoices. I do have a few questions. Do we have a clue what Newsom Trucking did, what they delivered? Was it just dirt? I thought there was some kind of something they were doing at Parks and Rec concerning water.
So that one I'm going to have to find out for sure. I know Newsom did deliver some dirt to be split between Good Hope Field and I believe it was Stelter Ball Field, but I'm not quite sure if that is the requisition. So I have an email out.
Okay, because
As soon
it was
as I find out,
okay.
I'll let you know.
And the short line bill, is that for Wallace? Do we know? Okay. And it appeared that we were paying a Spectrum bill in advance to keep from paying a late fee. I don't believe we can do that.
Well, I think the note on there is that we could pay it in advance to avoid the late fee. So,
But it's not a current bill, I don't believe. And can we not take care of that the same way we've been taking care of the other?
yes, absolutely. We can get it on.
I would prefer to do that. I mean, I don't know, it's just me speaking.
Yeah, it should be one of those that we include with the bill, so there's no late fees where it automatically goes down.
Can we take care of that, please?
Absolutely. I have it right here.
And a couple were not signed from Community Corrections, and one was for Gary himself, so I don't know who.
Those two were taken care of this morning.
Okay, just making sure.
So I signed Gary's being his supervisor, but also I had Wayne Worth sign it as well, just to verify
Okay.
all the information.
Okay, just want to make sure. That's all I have.
I'll call the question and approving.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I just want those ones changed or looked at or,
Yes.
No.
okay. Motion carried. Takes care of 5. Number 6, it looks like we have all 3: exoneration, corrective tickets, and joint applications A through C. What's the pleasure?
Motion approved A, B, and C.
Motion to approve number 6, A, B, and C. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Yes.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. 10:05, we have a special funding request from the Black Heritage Festival requesting $3,500 for their annual festival that takes place in downtown Clarksburg on September 5th, 2025. Mr. Griffin, did you want to speak to that?
Morning. First, I always like to thank you for support over the years. When I first started coming back to the request, my hair was black. It's mixed black and gray.
Well, Matt was over there. I figured he did whatever he needed to do, so. Thanks.
Plans are underway and everything is moving along smoothly so far. Hopefully, we'll be able to get into downtown Clarksburg by then. But everything else is moving along quite well. I'd like to extend the invitation again this year for someone from the commission to participate in our opening ceremonies like they have over the years. So this is our official request to have someone to come. Outside of that, I'll answer any questions that you might have.
Motion to allocate $3,000 to the Black Heritage Special, Madam President.
Motion to allocate $3,000 to the Black Heritage Festival. And that's, I think Laura probably explained that to you. Okay. Is there any discussion?
It's always worth a try.
Hey, don't blame me. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 7, we have nothing. Is that correct?
That is correct, Madam President.
Thank you. Number 8, review, discuss approving countywide fireworks ordinance.
Madam President, at 10:15, we have the second reading for the firework ordinance. Would you like to wait till then to address?
Yeah, I think that might be because well, we have some issues anyway, right? Okay, yes. We'll come back to number 8. Number 9, review, discuss, consider budget revisions for 2024, 2025 vital services.
I'm sorry, Commission, in your packet, you'll see the budget revision for vital services. This is just cleaning up the different line items for last fiscal year that we ended June 30th. It's just making sure that money is in the right line items.
What's the pleasure on number 9?
Motion to approve number 9 as stated by the county administrator.
Motion to approve number 9 as stated by the county administrator. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Motion carried. Number 10, review, discuss, consider budget revisions for general county 001 fiscal year 2025, 2026 carryover balance.
Madam President, I'm going to request that we have a special meeting on 7/29 at 10 a.m. to finalize this budget revision that's due to the state by July 30th. I believe that the commission, we need to talk and maybe decide some things, or at least so I have some guidance of where to put some of the funds from the carryover balance. So I would request that we have conversations in the meantime and then get together on that Tuesday.
Sounds good. Is that okay with everybody else?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we'll take this up on the 29th, right? We need to make a motion to change that. Probably should.
Tell me what you want me to. Make motion to.
Yeah, and the time, 10 o'clock, correct?
Please.
Okay. Motion as stated by the county administrator to have a special meeting on 7/29/2025.
Motion to have a special meeting on July 29th, 2025 at 10 o'clock to discuss the budget revision for general county. Is there any discussion?
No, ma'am.
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No.
Motion carried. Number 10, review, discuss, consider opening flea market on August 2nd at the Route 19 property and allocating funds to promote kickoff. Number 11, thank you.
So, Madam President,
I
it was
can't-
requested
can't
we,
read.
huh?
I can't count or read.
It's okay. It's a Wednesday. we wanted to discuss talking about opening up the flea market at the Sunset Ellis property. Possibly on August 2nd, when that date was picked. We originally thought that the building was coming down this week. The building is coming down next week. So just trying to get a timeline of when exactly, if August 16th would be okay, or if you want to set a date, or what exactly would commission like to do?
I mean, I think it needs to be moved just a hair.
We put this on the agenda.
Commissioner Treecost put it on the agenda.
So Mr. True Cost is, I'm just curious, flea market?
Yeah.
Who's paying for it?
Well, actually, there's nobody paid for it because we would, collect an entrance fee for a spot.
Who's we?
We, the county,
So will there be employees there?
yes, sir.
Excuse me,
Yes, sir.
from what department?
Mr. Book,
Mr. Book, who's Mr. Book work for?
county.
For the county?
Mhm.
So this money will go into the general revenue fund?
That's up to us. I was thinking it would go toward the animal control facility, but if you want to make it different, I'm okay with that.
And we're gonna pay overtime for this?
I believe all that can be worked out.
Well, I mean, I don't wanna approve something if we don't know how much we're paying, and then get what, 2 people?
I
3
don't know that
people?
we're approving it this time.
I think.
Well, I guess we are.
Yes, you are. You're picking a date and you're approving to do.
You don't know that I'm doing that.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
this is
okay.
what the
Well,
agenda item says.
well, to
So
be
I'm
honest
just
with you-
asking.
No, just to be honest with you, David, if you've never been in Shinston, what they do is they just had a person at a box and then you pass by them. And then you orange cone it and then they give that person the money to go in. And then, so just be one person. And then our maintenance crew is gonna do that, has already agreed, because last meeting we decided we wouldn't contract that out. But that our mains department would groom the property and then we could just allocate spots for people to set up for the flea market through August to September and October this year, since we missed the beginning of summer.
So how much are we charging for a spot?
I don't know, whatever you think's good.
That's not what I think this is. I didn't put this on the agenda, Patsy.
Well, I think $15 would be good because that's what it was in
So,
the
I mean, if
past.
we're gonna discuss it and it's your agenda item, I just would like to know what the intentions are for the agenda item.
Well, to be honest with you, sir, the purpose of the discussion is for us to make our decision. If you want me to say I think it should be $15 and you agree with that, I'm cool with it.
Well, how about I just make it easier? I just make a motion that we don't do a flea market at the.
And I'll make the motion that we do a flea market, clean up the property, make it presentable, and allow people.
Well, I've
to-
already made my motion, so mine's
and I'm
already
gonna
ready to
make-
go.
And I want to make my motion that we do what the citizens want, not just here in Harrison
So
County.
the citizens want us to use tax dollars
Citizens want a flea market, sir.
and so nobody can come up with a tax or a flea market. But it's so popular, why hasn't anybody done it? Why is it the county's responsibility to start a flea market? We're
Okay,
not
let's
in the
take up-
business
let's
of
take
being
up
in
your
the flea
motion.
market.
We'll take up your
Take
motion.
up-
Let's
take my
go ahead and take
motion.
up your motion
Okay.
and if it is,
Okay, the motion is not to do the county not do a flea market. Is that correct? At the Ellis property?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any further discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Okay,
and now I'll make the motion, Madam President, that we do a flea market. And I agree with you. Let's push it
I'm
back.
waiting on Mr. True Cost's vote.
No.
he was silent.
He
He
was
said no.
silent.
He said no. No, he said no. didn't
Well,
he? Say
now
no.
he is, but he was silent.
No. So,
I want to make that clear for the record.
yeah,
Mr. Treecost did say no.
it's cool, Susan.
Okay.
We're gonna make the motion that we do open it up, and do you suggest we move it back a week? Okay, so instead of this weekend of the 2nd, it would fall on the weekend of the 8th, of the 7th.
If we could. So if we move it back a week, it would be 8,
Okay,
or August, I'm sorry, it would be the 9th.
okay. You want to do the 9th? You want to?
Yes, I mean, if
Ninth.
we think we can get this done. It by the 9th.
And if you want to be flexible, let's make it the 9th contingent on where we get, and if we
If
not,
not,
back
then
it
the
up other
16th.
week. get with Mr. Book and James and then let them set this up. This is not hard. This is someone standing out front.
Nothing's
cones-
ever hard, is it?
cones directing traffic, collecting money. And then if I'm gonna make the motion that any money collected from that then go towards the new animal control facility.
So we're including 12 now in your motion? We could jump to an agenda item?
No, you asked me to do that.
No, I didn't. I just was asking where the money was going up on one.
Okay,
Ken.
then I'll follow your lead. David, it really doesn't matter how small you are in this meeting. It's
Well,
going to flow.
Patsy, we're gonna start
It's gonna
throwing
flow.
barbs.
Okay, let's please,
I mean,
please,
what-
guys,
How small I am.
please, let's,
Is that where we're gonna go today?
If that's where you.
No.
we're not doing this. Please, guys, let's take care, well, no, you guys take it up outside of the meeting. Take it up outside of
Let's
the meeting.
discuss it here.
No, we're
Someone came up
discussing,
with this
we're
genius
discussing,
idea.
we're discussing the flea market,
It is a good idea.
okay? And actually,
Great,
I don't
idea.
even know that I've asked for the discussion, but,
But the discussion matter.
you wanted to know what he had in mind.
I'm
So,
still waiting
so
to
just
hear what
listen
it
to it.
is.
Well, I'm telling you, but when
Wow.
you ask me a question, then I give you an answer and then you're still unhappy. I'm not sure what I can do to make you happy.
Tell me what we're gonna do.
I just told you.
So it's one employee, that's gonna be part of the motion.
We can have more, as many as Laura and Mike think they need to be out there.
So if it costs us $2,000 or $3,000 to put a flea market on, you're okay with that for a return of a couple $100. That's what's important. You're not even worried about the cost. You're
Well,
paying
I
over-
could touch that, but I'm not going to.
Well, just go ahead, Susan.
No, I'm not,
Let's-
because that's, I'm
let's
not,
go.
that's not what we need to do up here. That is not what we need
What we're
to do.
supposed to
We're
do.
here for the people to provide a service to the taxpayers.
Man, I'd like to know, get a vote from the county that wants us to spend thousands of dollars for a flea market.
Thousands of dollars.
David, we're
I
not
don't
spending
know that
thousands
it's
of
gonna
dollars.
It's overtime, Susan. You know how many hours are gonna be spent, how many
Be a
employees?
few hours on one day.
Few hours. So what time
Right.
is the flea market run from?
And I'm thinking
I
nine.
don't know, I don't know what you
nine
guys are
to
voting on. You
two.
don't even have a plan.
So usually vendors start setting up about 6 a.m. and it goes to
Okay,
Two.
2 o'clock.
6 a.m., so 12 hours for the weekend, or is it just one day,
It's only one day. It's only a Saturday.
Saturday?
Correct. That's
So
how it.
when our employees come in at work at 6 and we have them scheduled to work at 8 o'clock in the morning any other time.
That is correct.
So why are they not coming in to work at 8? We're making an exception. This is all part of the big plan that you guys supposedly worked out for this flea market.
No, David, we actually brought it to the commission to have a good conversation and you ruined it.
Oh, I ruined it. Maybe if you'd have been better prepared to answer my question, you wouldn't have got ruined, Patsy.
Okay.
But I'm just that kind of guy that just is, what was the fancy word you used for me?
Small.
Small. Man, I'm glad I'm not big like you.
I'm not.
Okay,
Okay, Susan, let's do something great.
okay,
And it
so
really is great because the flea market's a good thing.
I know it's.
So let's get the flea market. Let's establish that we're gonna do it if we can on the 9th. Let's go ahead and allocate, give Mike and James the authority to move forward on this. Let's get some advertising, for it. And I think if we did some radio, it'd be great. It would go a long way. What's a good number for that, guys? You think $500 or $1,000 would be plenty? Or do you want to just do it by word of mouth? Because I'll be
You can
honest
do
with you,
Facebook.
I
do
think
it on
word of
Facebook.
mouth will explode this.
Yeah, I do too. Do too.
Okay, I'm cool with that too. And then.
Hours, 6 to 2,
6 to 2, 6 a.m.
but set up at 6.
Setup starts at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
So we have to have people there before 6.
They can start coming in and start setting up at 6 a.m. So someone would have to come a little before to be ready to go at 6 a.m.
Maybe Mr. Treecost can get there at 5:30 and he lives in Shinston and get them set up.
Okay. So the motion is to move forward with the flea market on August 9th with the hours of 6 to 2.
mhm. And let Mike and James coordinate everything, and then we'll get with them and get a plan together, so that way we're organized on that morning.
And a $15 fee for the tables, or no entry fee, just the.
Yeah,
vendors.
$15,
For the vendors.
sure.
Okay. Did we miss anything else?
Only thing we missed is then once we collect the money that day, Laura, where should we then drop off the money so that way we have the money secured? Like, can we do a drop off at a bank with a deposit?
I will get with the tax office and see if we can get some deposit slips and drop it in.
Okay,
Could be
I
a
will
night.
verify with them to make sure.
okay. Okay. All right,
Okay.
so let's move forward with this and let's look forward to it.
Okay, so the motion is to begin the flea market on August 9th, pending the capability. If not, if the property is not ready, then we would do it on the 9th.
Mhm,
And the hours would be 6 to 2. Setup starts at 6.
mhm.
With a $15 fee to the vendor for the tables.
Hmm.
And Laura's gonna check on getting information, make sure that we get the deposit made.
Oh, tax off.
Is there any further discussion?
No,
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
You're welcome.
I think we've got something going on at 10:10. We did. Special funding request from Stars and Strides requesting $4,000 for their mounted speech therapy scholarships. Ms. Flanagan, would you want to please identify yourself?
I'm Rebecca Flanagan. I'm the Executive Director of Stars and Strides Therapeutic Equine Center. Our request is for $4,000 to give children who don't have insurance coverage for speech therapy to do mounted speech therapy. It's a specific type of therapy that they can do on horseback that strengthens the diaphragm and helps them to force the air more effectively. I'm not a speech therapist, so I don't understand all the particulars, but we do have a licensed speech pathologist that works with us. She has 18 years of experience and she's been trained in doing speech therapy on horseback. So that's what the money's for. You guys have any questions? Okay,
now I'll make the motion, to go ahead and allocate $4,000 for Mount Speech Therapy Scholarship.
thank you very much. Appreciate you guys.
You too, what you do. Motion's been made to approve the $4,000 for Stars and Strides for their mounted speech therapy scholarships. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, 10:15, we had the second reading of the fireworks ordinance. Before the County Commission of Harrison County, West Virginia is a fireworks discharge restriction ordinance. It's being the second reading of the ordinance. Now, we'll go back to number 8. Well, yeah, review, discuss, consider approving countywide fireworks ordinance.
So Madam President, when we had the hearing for this fireworks ordinance, we talked about changing it to a minimum of $200 up to $1,000. But I would need that as a motion that you guys want to do that so we can change that for the
The
fine
motion would be minimum of up to 1,000, right?
up to $1,000.
We agree.
And also, one other question that has come, is that fine each discharge or one event? Because as it's written right now, it's per discharge. So the interpretation can be every time you set one off. You set off 6 mortars, you have $6,000 or whatever the fine.
I make a motion to approve as presented the fireworks restriction ordinance.
With a change of $200.
No, sir, as presented written, as I was handed to me today and read in public comment.
So let's go ahead and vote on that, Madam President.
Okay, motion to,
And then I'll make the motion so that it's all, so that you have to have it before you vote. I'll make the motion that we do as the county administrator said, approve it as Commissioner
Right.
Hinkle did with the adjustment of $200 minimum with a $1,000 fine and
Up to one.
$1,000 fine and per,
I just need clarification if it's.
I don't think we
per
can-
offense or per district.
first off, nobody's gonna be there counting the discharges. So it's gonna have to be a one-time fee, you know what I mean?
Then we-
Who am I going to say they fired 20 or 1,000? It'll be like being a
Well, and
broken.
I'd like to see a couple other changes if we're gonna go through with this, but
So I'm gonna ask the attorney then, if we're making all these changes, then where does it stand that we did a second reading on ordinance that's being changed? Do we have to start over?
So we can amend the ordinance up to passage, and that's the
After
purpose.
passage.
That's the purpose of today's
So
meeting is,
I asked for today would be passage, and then you could amend it afterwards.
it hasn't been passed yet, so we can still amend the ordinance within the framework. And what I'm hearing today are two competing motions. One is presented and one is an amended
Right,
ordinance. So we can amend it.
Well, somebody will explain the amended part.
well, I'd like to reduce and I don't know that Mr. Tricos is gonna agree. I mean, the distance between properties,
whatever you make it.
and then I'd like to give a little bit what the times and no, just, you can set them off before 9 o'clock. And then, shoot. But so they'd have more time to do it. They could do it when it's like for birthday parties or for any, but just certain hours of the day. Okay.
For birthday parties.
Or parties, people do that. You all right in there?
I'm sorry, I didn't write it down. What is the distance or did you pick a distance?
Can we say 150 feet?
Right now it's 500 feet.
It is
You wanna
currently
short that
500
up?
feet.
That's still a lot. Think about it.
The only reason I got that
I
number,
can't do that, my next door neighbor can't let them off. Of course, I live in the city, but I don't know if the city has an ordinance.
I don't care.
Just so we picked 500 because we looked at several ordinances from other counties and that was
Yeah.
more or less the average. We also talked historically about 500 feet and
With the oil
Enterprise
gas,
is
the
different.
Pump stations, yeah.
Different than 500 feet in downtown Clarksburg because of the topography of West Virginia. So it's really up to you all to define. We did talk about the natural gas well spacing and setbacks as well historically. But these are variables which you all can define. As you see fit.
150 feet, I'm
If you would see what was let off in my neighborhood, I can't believe something didn't burn down, but
We just pass one and then you guys make your amendments.
about 200.
I believe that the amendments need to be made before it's passed.
Correct.
Right. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make it 200 feet instead of 500 feet.
I don't care if you did 250.
Okay, 250.
Okay, that's halfway, how's that?
Perfect.
Okay, 250 feet. And then,
Are we removing the restrictions which really allow just for holiday set off and just going with flat time restrictions? I need to understand what y'all want me to do there.
What was I do there?
well, I mean, is this too?
So the issue with the ordinance is enforcement. We've known that from day
Right.
one.
That's the whole.
It's really a moral hazard type approach. We put a penalty out there
Every
similar.
call Goes out as a shots fired call, they go anyways. But
A lot of times they do.
can we do no fireworks permitted after 9 on weekdays and 10 on weekend?
No, because you're killing midnight, New Year's Eve. That's
No,
why-
but
the
keep
way I don't like
those,
'em.
keep those in there. Does that
Okay.
make any sense? And then on the other days, it would be that? Does that make any sense? Attorney?
Well, I can draft it however you all want me to. If you're saying you want not up to 9 PM on weekdays, 10 PM on weekends, and
Not after.
holidays are accepted out as presented in the present draft, we can do that.
We gotta remember, it's not dark at night. Purpose,
Well, they let them off before anyway.
okay.
Okay,
Okay, whatever, a motion to approve the amendments as stated by the administrator and the commission president.
okay. The motion, go ahead.
No,
I have a
No,
motion on the
David's,
floor.
Commissioner
Okay.
Hinkle's
Okay.
motion was first.
Okay. Commissioner Hinkle moved to move forward with the fireworks ordinance as presented.
Yes, ma'am, this is the one you've been bringing before the citizens for the last month and a half. So,
Okay, is there any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Oh, no, no, sorry.
Now the motion is to do with the amendments that
Okay,
you
motion, right, gosh.
Okay.
Okay. Now the motion is to amend the fireworks ordinance, correct? Is that what I'm to say?
that is correct.
Okay.
With a minimum of $200 fine, up to $1,000 fine. And
250.
occurrence, 250 feet from a residence.
One occurrence.
Huh?
One occurrence. Yeah.
Occurrence.
Yeah. 250 feet from a residence. And then as for the times, that Monday through Friday, it's not after 9 PM, weekends 10 PM, with the exceptions of the holidays listed currently, which I believe are.
Correct. Any further discussion?
I just like the comments, got to be the most complicated ordinance I've ever heard. I don't know how you expect the citizens of this county to figure out when they set one off and not want to set.
Yeah, we'll need to make a guide, just a little
I mean, that's just,
summary.
you're one foot away from just saying, what the hell, we don't even need one. So I'm
Well,
confused.
You're still gonna have an issue regardless.
So just don't vote for one.
Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No,
Okay, motion carried.
send my apologies to the sheriff's department.
Okay. 1020, update from Division of Highways, District 4.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning. I appreciate you guys taking the time. First off, I know that a lot of times we deal with Department of the State and County back and forth, and I want to introduce some of my folks. I got a new Harrison County Administrator, Mr. Justin Stevens, if you'd please stand. He took Joe Purnell's place after Joe vacated due to his promotion. Mr. Kenny Welch. He took my old position as a maintenance assistant in Harrison County after my, when I moved up to my current position. So those are the two guys that you guys will be dealing with on a daily basis. I got Mr. Aaron Stevens, my Director of Engineering, and then my right-of-way division here, Jennifer and Julie and Jerry D'Amato, and my permitting guy back there on the side there, Mike Davis. I don't want to take up a bunch of time. I know you guys are busy. I just want to give you guys a general update. We try to come in here a couple times a year, talk about things. And I just want to say that I am overwhelmed with joy and the appreciation for the coordination we've had. And the things that are happening for Harrison County people are exciting right now. The amount of coordination we've had, like I said, I've never in my career had that kind of communication that we're getting. And it's showing in the county. Currently, right now, we're in the process of spending over $55 million of taxpayers' money in Harrison County alone. Those are projects that are currently under construction or are going to be bid out in this next couple months. Most notably is, everyone's talking about the Second Street Bridge. Well, that's going to be let in July the 22nd. That in particular project is $2.6 million. I'm sorry, 2.8. The 4th Street Bridge is 2.6, and they're both going to be let July the 22nd. So you'll see work on that here soon. I-79 between with exit 117 and 124. I think that's a major concern for all the people in Harrison County. That's a $30 million project that we've been working on. That's probably going to be later in August or maybe in September, but it's going to be gone. And we worked with FHWA with that. There were some grade corrections and some major work that needs to be happening there, but it's going to, next year sometime or the next spring, they're going to start the paving on that. So we're going to see a new section of interstate from 117 to 124 to eliminate all those problems that we've had there in the past. Just a lot of different projects. Downtown Clarksburg, that's one that we've been working on. I've been working on that myself since 2017, trying to get downtown Clarksburg paved. This is the county seat, and I think that you guys deserve to have something here. We ran into a lot of hurdles with that, and one of them was the lead lines or the water line, and then the sewer project, and then the gas line. So everybody coordinated together right now, and I know downtown Clarksburg's a mess, but the little bit of inconvenience is going to have such a great, vast improvement to this community. I mean, when this is done next spring, you're going to have brand new pavement, brand new infrastructure, and hopefully not have to be tearing into it all the time. That was one of the problems we had in the past. We would pave a section of downtown Clarksburg and we'd have a water leak within 2 weeks and we have to go right back and cut it open. So that's what we're trying to prevent. So, I mean, and that's a $3 million project that we've been working on. So, we got a lot of things going on. We've got major projects. We got the airport, Pierpont, aviation school. We're in the final stages of transferring the property with that. That's moving along. We got a new industrial access coming in that area. So the Department of Highways, we've partnered with the county, with the economic development, and we'll be building a new access road in there. We got the Parkersburg to Pittsburgh rail trail. I mean, we're moving along with that. We're making big progress with that. And I know that's been something that's been contentious for a long time, and we're finally seeing a finalization on that. I mean, we worked with Mr. Vilders here for quite a while with that. Just the amount of work that's going on in Harrison County, I challenge anybody to drive anywhere in this county and not find a work zone. And I know that's an inconvenience, but guys, what you don't understand is these are projects that need to be done for years and years and years. We got Route 25 on Mount Clair Road. That's one that's in our radar that we're working on trying to get that taken care of. And along with Saltwell Road and Meadowbrook. So once we get these projects, this $55 million worth of projects done, we're going to be moving on trying to find the funding for those. So, we've got big things happening. We've got exciting things happening. The partnerships that we have with the county commissions is imperative going forward. We're going to be collaborating a lot in the future. But I think the people of Harrison County are really seeing improvements, and I appreciate that communication. I just want to thank Laura for her work on getting the building in Shinston tore down. I know that was a big problem, and that's what I'm talking about as far as working together and the benefits and what the public gets to see with that. When you got state agencies and local county agencies working together, great things happen. So I just want to thank you guys for your cooperation and let you know that we're here. Here's the face of the Department of Highways. If you guys need numbers or if you want to know who you've been talking to, there they are. But that's all I have. And if you guys have any questions, I'm going to have to take them. Yes, sir.
131, is that going to happen next year?
There is not a timeline. That is being developed out of our planning division in Charleston. I have not heard, I know there was progress made on that. I have not heard the let date on that. If you would like, I could find out and communicate that with you. But like I said, that's a project that's being developed out of our Charleston office.
Charleston.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Other question is, are you ever seeing the grant for the bridge for the rail trail locally here? Is that out of Charleston?
Am I overseeing a grant?
Yes, we have a grant that's being overseen by, as I understand it, the Department of Highways for a bridge in Charleston.
Okay,
So
no,
that's not being done locally.
that's not being done through me. No, I mean, what we're working on as far as the property acquisition and making sure all the proper permits are in place and all that. So that's the part that we're playing here locally. The grant, that's not something I'm aware of.
All questions I had.
Good.
Appreciate what you guys are doing, and down there the other day when the governor came in and announced a lot of those projects, a lot of good things that he has planned and for the whole district. So
Yes, I mean, if you look at District 4, I mean, it's a hot zone. I mean, we cover Daughters, Marion, Vaughn, Preston, Taylor County, and the corridor between Harrison County and Mullen County is exploding. And I know it's an inconvenience, and I've always said there's nothing convenient about progress and safety. But we're looking at improvements that's going to last our kids, our grandchildren for years to come. We're adding lanes to I-79, we're building bridges, we're building new accesses. And this is things that are unprecedented. We've never seen this kind of activity up in the northern part of, or in north central West Virginia for a long time. And not in my career.
When's the interchange down at 68 and 79 gonna get finished up? I mean, it just seems there's wrecks down there all the time. And I don't know.
You're talking about the flyover?
Yeah.
Aaron, do you have an answer for that?
Seems
I know
like it's
that-
taking a long time to get that.
It is, there were some delays. When I talked to Jason, Mr. Nelson, which is my construction engineer, unfortunately, he was off today, or else I'd have brought him. He was talking that the plan was somewhere around 2027 to finish. And there's been a lot of delays. You know, there's been a lot of changes on how we, the material we get, how we get material, the Buy America incentive that came out. So we're having issues getting material on some of these projects. There's a million other things that's happened there on that end of pass. It is very frustrating. But I'm hoping that 2026, again, that's something I can communicate with if you would like to have a correspondence with that and keep an update with that, shoot me an email and I'll give you updates daily.
Just, it seems that something's always happening down in that part of 79 that just works its way all the way down as far as all the way down Harrison County as far as traffic goes. So this seems
One
to be
of the
a
biggest problems.
bottleneck down there that's just.
Well, there's enough construction between here and there.
Yeah, it's just,
Well, I say this all the time, but one of the biggest things is we've got to get the public to understand to drive safely, and there is a work zone. And if you stand in one of these, we've got so many work zones back to back, and people get frustrated and they get backed up in traffic, then they get in a hurry. We had a tractor trailer that came through a 55-mile work zone so fast that when he hit the crash attenuator, which is supposed to reduce the effects of the crash, he literally split the tractor trailer in half. I mean, he was traveling. I don't even want to guess at how fast he was going, but then the tractor trailer caught on fire and burned up 200 feet of the interstate, which is completely unexpected. And we got to scramble and try to take care of that. And that shuts down all of I-79. We've had issues where on the bridge decks, we've got it decked down to one lane, and all of a sudden we have a traffic issue on that one lane. We got to shut. So I've never had to shut I-79 or I-60 down as frequent as we have recently. But again, you got to realize we've never had that kind of activity that we've had on there and that level of construction. So we are very vigilant. I stay in contact with my guys all the time, and I want to be able to react quickly whenever we do see situations like that. And, and that's where we as local government and all, that's where we will talk and keep the lines of communication open. But if there's nothing else, I'll sit down and shut up and let you guys continue.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
All of you.
Gosh, thank you.
Good. Now we took care of number 12, correct?
No, ma'am.
No, we're on number 12. now.
Oh, okay. I designated, excuse me, sorry. Number 12, review, discuss, consider designating money collected from flea market vendor fees to animal control.
So Madam President, when we originally talked or was kicking around this idea, we talked about parks collecting the vendor fees and also the money then going to animal control. I'm not sure though it can go to animal control. With parks collecting it, it might have to go back to parks.
So let me ask you this, could it go to the barn since the barn will fall underneath Park and Rec? Since it's on the side? That's gonna fall under that. I'm cool with that too.
It's not part of the present levy call.
So why don't we just put it in, I mean.
We'll just put it in the general fund then.
Yeah, I'd
Set
put
it
it,
back to Parks and Rec.
well, the issue is the levy order. We have to make sure we follow the order to the T. We always
Okay.
try to do.
So where do you want us to put it on?
I think it's got to go back to parks.
Motion to make them allow the money to go back to Park and Recreation.
A motion to designate the money collected from the flea market goes to Parks and Recreation,
Yep.
correct?
Like,
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Motion carried. Number 13, review, discuss, consider master plan proposal from McKinley for Route 19 property.
I'll make a motion to table it till the commissioners can sit down and go over the master plan and look what CEC's already done. We have some crossover as far as what's in the McKinley agreement and what CEC's already done. So I would like to table it so that we can discuss it.
You just want to bring everybody together?
What's that?
You just want to bring everybody together?
Yeah, because a lot of the stuff that's in the McKinley thing, CEC's already done.
Okay,
And CEC's really close to actually finishing if the three of us can come agree to how the land should be made flat.
I agree.
CEC's given us three options. So it's stuff that McKinley has offered to do, but CEC is pretty much into it. And so my recommendation at this point is for us to look over what CEC's done. I don't know if you all had a chance to see it. And
Give us a timeline when you'd like to do that, because I want it to sooner better. I agree with you 100%, but I want to go
it's
fast.
your next special meeting.
29,
29.
yeah, add it to the
Fast
budget.
enough? Okay.
Okay,
So
so let's make the motion to table and let's add to the special meeting that we've already approved for the 29th, as Commissioner Hinkle said.
So the motion is to table the master plan proposal for McKinley for Route 19 property.
Mhm.
Okay. And have it on our special meeting agenda on July 29th.
And do we want to invite both entities here so we can sort out? Or do we need to?
Let's consider that, Patsy, but I think at the same time, if yeah, I mean, that could work.
Whatever you say. I mean, really.
Just invite them if they can
Yeah,
come.
invite
come,
them,
and if
but
they
I think
can't, they
mostly
can't.
it's us to sit down and pick through what we want each party to do.
Okay, okay. I
I
agree.
think that's kind of where we're at. And I think once I show you where each party's at and what they're trying to do, I think it might make it easier for us than trying to sort through it all day and look at all these documents. There's a lot of documents.
Okay.
Okay. So we're gonna invite them. They can come.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 14, review, discuss, consider awarding demo bid for 720 Hood Avenue.
So, Madam President, it's a formality, since this is the way the commission operates, I need to be on a meeting and to be in
So they're
the
down there
minutes that we
setting up.
approved. The easement, a temporary easement agreement for 720 Hood Avenue in Shits.
So we can combine 14 and 15.
16. That's what, make a motion to approve 14, 15, and 16.
Oh, I'm sorry. So 14 is awarding the demo bid for 720. And that one, yes, Safeco is actually working on the demo
Hopefully they're there.
today.
Yeah.
So I let Earl know yesterday that their plan was to be out there today. Hopefully we can get it tied up in the next day or two.
So the motion is to approve 14, 15, and 16.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 18, review, discuss, consider advertising immediately for grant writer position. Open it internally and externally.
17.
Oh, can you tell? Nothing. 17, excuse me. Review, discuss, consider changing employee handbook to not follow the governor's lead for recommending unscheduled calendar holiday events. Off, sorry, not events.
Madam President, I'm just making this motion because based on last week where we were given the third and the fourth off, I want us to be able to decide so we don't have to follow the lead if we don't want to give the third off. We were just coming off a 4-day weekend and you know,
My only thing is we're getting ready to prepare a new personnel manual. And I would like to see us just
go ahead and let's.
go ahead, wait till we get that and add that in there.
Why? How come? I mean, I'm with you, but why? Why wait? Why not today instead of always tomorrow? I mean,
Because-
I just want us to be able to make our own decision because
Where are we with the
there was
personnel
no
manual?
reason for us not to be here on the third. None.
We actually just got an email about 2 days ago with, some proposed changes for us to review. That we won't have to sit down, look through, share, go from there.
That's just my 2 cents.
And I want to say, I'm going to make a motion to approve this. And the reason why is the sense of urgency that we need to be here at work. We're paid by the citizens to serve, and we can't serve if we're always off. For some reason, Charleston has decided we need to keep adding Christmas, Easter, Thanksgiving. I don't feel good. I have a haircut day, and I'm serious. It's ridiculous. We need to be here at work. We're hired to work. Let's work. So I'll make the motion to approve that we are able to make our own decision, not based on the governor's decision for days off.
Okay, the motion is to not follow the governor. That's not what you said. But
Improve what I said, please.
okay. Not to follow the governor's lead for recommending unscheduled calendar holidays off.
Yeah.
Okay, is there any further discussion?
Mm.
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
All right.
Any opposed?
No.
No. Okay. Now, can I go to 18 now? Review, review, discuss, consider, I'm not gonna read it again. So what's the pleasure on this?
I'm gonna make the motion that we hire a grant writer in the position being vacated by a retiree.
Okay. The motion is to move forward with the hiring of a grant writer due to an upcoming retirement. Correct?
Yeah, and then the discussion is remember, guys, if we don't have a grant writer that's for us, solely for us, and I compare it to a sports analogy, the Yankees and the Red Sox can't have the same scout. We have to have somebody working for us that knows what we need and what we want. And this is how you finish projects. We've got to start finishing things. And if somebody's not here to know what we're working on, fighting for us for what we want, then administratively inside the building, once the grant's written, then we can, we have people in our commission office that can do that. But we need a grant writer that's focused on Harrison County and Harrison County only.
So the motion, I already stated the motion, correct?
I'm trying to make sure I understand the job description is that they will write grants only. They will not spend their time overseeing the grants once they're awarded.
Oh, no, I think they could, David, but I think we could take some of the.
Write the grants and administer the grants?
Yeah.
That's what I'm.
But
Right, that's what it is.
Way he came across the first
But-
time was
but-
he wanted somebody
Yeah.
just to write grants. We had people that could administer them.
we do have people that get help.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out what we're talking about. I need to know whether I'm voting for a grant writer or a grant writer / administrator
For the grants.
for the grants.
Right, as Gina is currently in place, but if we can give them help from within, absolutely.
Madam
Basically,
President,
you're
I think-
wanting someone to replace Gina, which Gina already gets the grants and administers the grants. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Okay. I
but
just
I'm
wanna make
scared,
sure
I'm
we get
scared
the
if we
one-
don't have somebody focused on us.
I'm agree with you, David. I want to make sure we know what.
I'm just, yeah, and I'll tell you both that I asked Laura and we went back to 2014-15 year. And I've got a list of all the grants that we've applied for and received. I think it's pretty interesting. To me, it was eye-opening. I'm willing to share that with you all. I'm not sure I'm ready to jump in and just say we need a grant writer. But we can't sub this out.
But you still have to have somebody administrator, right?
Yes,
So you're still gonna have a person.
yes. I would like to have more discussion about it.
Well, I'm with you too, because I'd like to, because I've thought about the contracting it out, but I'd like to know more, have more information on what that is and who can do it. Is there somebody around here? I mean, I'm with Patsy too. We need somebody that can focus on us.
Well, yeah, normally you hire them to focus on you, but it's not a full-time
Right.
job, and do we need
But you're
to-
still gonna have somebody. to do
Right,
the
so I mean, I'd
administration.
like to discuss it more, exactly what we want. Again, I'm not trying to, Patsy does say that we don't need it, but I just, like I said, it was kind of eye-opening to me when I got this list, which I will forward to you too.
Please,
And,
can we do that on the 29th? Can you look at it again on the 29th? I know pushing it down to,
It's okay.
but I just think that it's an important thing that we want to do, and I just think that, we want to make sure that it benefits us. So I would just, I know you have a motion on the floor, Patsy, so I would make a motion that we table this and vote on it on the next special meeting.
Okay, I'll go with that.
so you withdraw your motion?
Sure.
So the motion is to move number 18 to the July 29th meeting for discussion,
Yes, ma'am.
correct? Okay,
That is correct.
okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
Thank you, Mr. Treecost.
No, thank you, guys.
Number 19, review, discuss, consider going out to bid for the new rail trail Clarksburg Water Crossing Bridge Route 19.
Madam President, I'll make the motion that we go ahead and put out for the new design for the new bridge connecting Clarksburg and Wilsonburg, and you can open up to anybody that wants to discuss.
Okay, the motion's been made to go out to bid for the new rail trail Clarksburg Water Crossing Bridge we're bidding for what? What are we putting out to bid?
That is
To the design?
no, the design's done. Go ahead and hire a contractor. I'm ready to hire a contractor.
Okay.
The design's done.
And to hire a contractor. Okay, I think we need some discussion on this matter.
Okay.
Is my understanding we can mess up a grant if we move forward with this. Is that correct? And has work already been done on this? Good one.
What happened? Put my head down or something? Jeez,
They knew I was gonna stand up, so that scared them all out.
could you have done that sooner, Gene?
I know. So had nothing to do with the placement. Okay, so the only work to date that I know of that's been done has been design, from Thrasher Engineering and geotechnical surveying and things of that nature, correct? The thing that concerns me, 16 years ago when I started and we did these grants, yes, we got the grants, we administered the grants, we did all the work, put out the bidding and everything. About 6 years ago, approximately, that all changed. From that, the state is taking over the bid process, the whole project. And what the county does is pays like a 20% administrative fee. And we pay that to the state, and then the state foresees the rest of the project out.
Is that not what happened on the last grant with, we had on trail coming from the VA to Lost Creek, I think. Charlotte got some money or somewhere they took over and oversaw doing that gravel.
That I was not part of, so
Okay.
I can't
think
speak
that-
on that. I'm
That-
sorry.
That's happened before where the state took over.
Yeah. I know that we had to cut them a check up front for the administrative fees, and then they did the project from then on out.
So if we cut these people the state a check for this,
Well, first of all, I would like to see a contractor agreement in place. And my last discussion with Mark Schuler in Charleston, he sent me the email and he said, yes, that he just found out that they will be administering the grant and that they'll be working on contracts and then get that to the county, but I've not received anything since then. When I saw this item on the agenda, I did myself reach out to him to get an update on that, which I have not heard back from him yet. Because I wasn't aware, I didn't realize this was going to come up, or I would have done it sooner to find out where they were in that process. According to the award documents, we did get a letter from Senator Manchin regarding the award. And then after that, we got the notification from the state. And on that notification, this project is open through September 30th of 2027.
right?
So we have that length of time. I mean, I would like to see them do something and get it started myself, yes, but I'm afraid that if we jump in and do something, that's going to negate that grant and we're not following procedure. Unless somebody knows something that I don't know. I mean,
I think you stated it correct.
So my question is then, is the state supposed to be putting this out to bid
yes,
and not us?
correct.
And can we supply, because I know we run into this at the airport where we get so far, the grant comes in and then we're responsible for what we do up to the grant but then we have to, they don't totally take over running the grant, but this sounds a little different. So that's what I guess my question is, will they accept what you've done?
In my opinion, they should. We've designed it to their specifications. So all of their specifications have been followed.
Not
Okay,
just,
but they will not pay us for the work that you've
They will
already
not
done.
pay you for
Mhm.
Okay, so, and it's up to them then to, if they take the job over, then they're responsible for overseeing the construction, keeping track of the contractors, everything. We're out of it. We're just writing the check for the 20% and whatever's needed to shortfall in the project.
When I talked to the DOH, there was not a grant in place. They had not heard of the project. So it sounds like Gina confirmed at least that it is moving through the DOH. So I don't know which way they're gonna do it. I don't know the answer to the question.
and then we know how this works and the truth of the matter is, I appreciate Gina going to the podium, David's questions, but this bridge, the $800,000 that we voted on to go to the project was already approved on December 2024. And then 700,000 was already approved on August 21st, 2024. And then the 500,000, the improvement opportunity. I don't care if the state gives us their $1.4 million or not, because we know what at Valkyrie that'll turn into anyway. Let's just spend our $2 million that we already have allocated to it, and then whatever goes over, take out the full severance or the general fund. Because that's the only way we're gonna get the bridge done.
But
We
how
all
are we
know
gonna-
that.
Here, I still go, I mean,
We all know that.
I still go back to, how are we getting to the bridge? And where's it gonna take us?
The bridge,
It's gonna take us to Northview.
then you go to
Okay, we get the bridge built. Is the parking lot gonna be there?
two.
But it's only gonna get us across, I mean, and I'm not trying to be, I'm just thinking this through. We can drive, you can drive to Northview and get on the trail. That's only gonna get us across the water. We don't have the rest of the trail ready to move on. That's my only concern with moving forward at this point in time without grant funding.
Well, we could do that all.
We
in
can
town.
take some of that money and work
Are
on
you
the
saying,
other.
are you saying you're not for this bridge right now, Susan?
Well, I'm not, no, I don't think I am. Because it's only, it gets us across the water. That's all it does. It doesn't connect to the other side.
But we just had, but you two just said on the meeting with the medical.
I know I
That
did.
you guys want to connect Clarksburg and Wilsonburg. This connects Clarksburg and Wilsonburg.
How are you gonna get to, you wanna ride Limestone Road all the way to Wilsonburg? Our trail is not ready to ride from Route 19 to Wolf Summit.
But that's,
Is it?
but that's because we haven't, that's because, guys, we didn't manage a dump truck problem correctly.
I still think it's gonna cost a lot more money to get this trail in shape. There's a lot of work to be done yet on that end of the trail.
It's not,
Okay,
not.
but I would rather see us spend the money that's been allocated for this bridge, because the money that the grant will cover the bridge, correct?
Yes,
So we
That's
could
what
use,
this was meant for, was the bridge.
the two pedestrian bridges, the one over West
And are we
Fork.
still doing two or one, Chad?
Well, yeah, that may have changed since
I just,
this grant.
I'm looking at your drawings and I don't see a second bridge. That's why I'm asking.
So we eliminated the second bridge across Limestone Pond, put in a parking lot versus that second bridge. We were struggling.
now is the parking lot going to go in the open area?
Where you fish.
Where all that pipe is, where all that pipe was.
Okay, where the gravel is.
Right.
Okay,
There it is if you want to see it.
oh, I looked at it, but I thought it was on down.
No.
I thought it was.
So do we
where everybody
have
goes fishing.
permission from the
Fish there,
state
fish
to
across.
turn that into a parking lot and build trail on their highway right away?
We've had meetings with them regarding that.
I understand meetings, but do we have a working legal document?
So it's gonna be a use agreement. It's
Okay,
not gonna be a permit, so we're just gonna use it. All the parties that you saw here are in agreement,
okay. Is this gonna be paved or is it gonna be left gravel?
travel.
And Patsy, how much did you say we've approved? You can
I mean,
show me
we,
copies of the minutes for that?
yeah, I can even, I have, yeah, we have the 800,000 that we approved. And then
Out of what line?
it was the money that we kept out of the ARP money. And then
Okay.
146 would go to, 146 to them would go to the animal control. And then
So
we had
what,
the
slow
700.
down now. It was 800,000 we
Mhm.
kept out of the ARP funds. And how
Okay.
much went where?
140 would go then to the animal control,
Okay,
and then the $700,000 was approved on August 21st, 2024,
out of what account?
improvement opportunity.
Okay. And and it said bridge.
Mhm. Bridge, Rail Trail Bridge #1.
Okay. And the 800, when we did that out of the ARP funds, said, how did that read?
800 would go to the bridge #1, and then the rest remaining 140 would go to the animal control facility.
Okay. Chad, do you have numbers, what it's gonna take to build this bridge and put all this infrastructure in that I see on the drawing?
About $1.8 to $2 million.
Okay,
And this was back in 23. So prices could be different now,
We've looked at the prices now.
still the same.
so you've got a grant for 1.3. Right? And we have to give them 20% of that to the state, so we have to kick in 260,000, right? Just to oversee it, that's not for actual building. How's that work, Chad? Or when we give them that money,
I've seen it go both ways, so
they could keep it for totally for administrative purposes and not apply it to the bridge.
they can do it both. They've I'll see you do it either way. But Gina's right, until you have that contract, you don't know exactly which way you're gonna.
And you have, what was the third one, Patsy?
You have the levy money, $500,000. Remember the extra money we put in the levy for community improvement?
So Laura, is this 800 sitting in an account? Is the 700 sitting in an account? Is this 500 sitting in an account somewhere for a total of $2 million?
Yes.
Okay.
The 800,000's in the ARPA account, the other two are in the vital services account.
So it is sitting there,
It is sitting.
and we have 1.3 in a grant.
And it will probably cost when it's all said and done. I know I can't hold anybody to a figure, but
But
Thank you for-
the estimate, and it's a rough estimate, that was given to me before was like 1.7 million.
But right now, what I'm seeing doesn't get us across 19. And from 19 on, that's not part of what you're saying, the 1.7 million, potentially the $2 million.
so we're gonna have to add some anyway.
Well,
Make it all
I guess. Chad said it was gonna take, we bought the trail from 19 down to Wilsonburg, Reynoldsville, was gonna be at least, well, yeah, we'll sum it around $1 million to pay. And that wasn't counting any repairs, replacing culverts.
I gave you numbers, I don't remember what they were.
Yeah, it was somewhere, I think it was around $1 million to pave it, if we had to put asphalt down. I guess my question is, and this is to you, Patsy, if we look at this and do it right.
No, we did do this right. We've done this. This has been.
Patsy, we don't know what it costs to go on.
This has been the
down.
most methodical thing we've done since I've been a commissioner.
Okay.
And there's no catch. I mean, I've worked so hard on this. We've put it out to public. We've voted on everything. I mean, an incredible amount of effort. I can't even tell you how many meetings with District 4, with Charleston.
But this was all before we got the grant.
Yeah. But,
And my
so
question is,
what's Charleston putting in on this? What's the state's kick in on this project?
They've just worked diligently with us. They're working on giving us the piece of property for $1 on the one side and allowing us to move forward with the permission. I mean, they're ready to go.
Well,
They're even gonna allow us to do at the underneath the light, under the signal light to cross. So I don't know what I don't know what more.
but
we can
when
do.
you say allow, I mean, is there an agreement that allows? They've given, I mean.
They've given us the thumb up, but no, I don't have, it really doesn't matter what I have, guys. I have all the pieces of paper, what we've done for going back to 2022 on this, and it's not sufficient. So let's call the question. I would love to see the bridge go out to bid to be built, and you guys go ahead and vote how you want to. Because I can't be any more organized and put any more time into something that I believe is very important to our economy, and that's the rail trail.
I do too, but I think we gotta have the rest of the trail before we do that.
And we do, Susan.
We have it, but
we
it's
acquired
not
it.
passed.
But we're gonna do
You
that
might be
in
able to walk it through the briars and the up and down and.
But
through the
I
water and
believe we'd
mud
already
and-
be there if we'd had the dump truck.
No.
I think that if you have contact with DOH, you need to urge them to get that contract in place for us. So we can utilize this $1.3 million that was already awarded, that the grants department worked hard on getting. And then what money you're talking about could be used to develop the rest of the trail so it can be connected. I just think that it's defeating as a grant writer to work and get this money, and then you decide you don't want to use it because you got better ideas. And that it's very defeating for me, and I'm sorry if I'm
No,
out of,
you can just go ahead and add that don't apply to any senator again when you turn money down. There's nothing worse than turning a grant down. And I know Mr. Biller knows that that's everybody gets a federal grant. They're all petrified that they don't ever want to turn a grant back in, because once you turn one in, you get marked.
So how do we push to get this done?
well, if
Somebody's.
Commissioner Treecost has contacts down there that's all for it, maybe he ought to be able to get that to happen.
Somebody needs to go visit whoever it's overseeing. That's why I asked these guys if they were overseeing. I don't know who's overseeing this. They say Charleston. Well, I don't know who Charleston is. Everybody I knew in Charleston's changed, so it's a whole new Department of Highways down there.
And I will get in contact. I'll try to call him rather than just reaching out with an email. I like email because then you got documentation. But I will also try to call him
It's
and
him.
Mark Schuler.
Who's
He's with
that?
the state. And have him to see what he can do about getting this moved forward.
And if for somebody we need to call, I'd be more than happy to make a phone call. I'll make a drive to Charleston. I don't care.
I mean, I have, when I asked him about it last year, and he replied to me, and this was in June
'Cause I
of
want the bridge.
24.
I want it all. That's.
And he says, oh, I found out some information, haha, looks like from what I've been told, the division has just learned that we will be administering those grants. Not sure how it's going to work out, but we will be contacting you very soon to somehow come up with scope of work and an agreement.
When was that?
That was June of last year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Was it tied to any continuing resolutions or any budget things for this to get its final? I know
No,
at the airport, we had to wait almost a year to get the release of parking money.
well, it was for, I believe it was for 20, was it for 25 money or 24? That I'm not sure, but I have the letter from the senator and the letter from the US Department of Highways, where we were being granted that money.
It was 20.
Okay. I get confused because everybody's behind or ahead or,
I don't want to mess up a
May
grant we
10,
have.
2024.
Just don't. I'll do it. Sorry, guys.
Mhm.
Want the bridge, but I want it. If we can get it all, but waiting to get the grant, use our money to do the rest of it, some of it.
I mean, like I said, if you got somebody working and gets grants for you, you need to use that money. If you turn down the money, which we've had to do in the past, then it makes them look like, oh, well, they must not need it. Or
And we just gotta
anyway.
make sure we're gonna get it. That's the thing we need to make sure
And-
because.
And I will reach out to Mark and see what I can find out there and do that footwork. But
Patsy, do you have a contact in Charleston that can help with this?
No.
I'll do what I
Okay, call the
can.
question.
Okay, so the motion was to go out to bid for new rail trail Clarksburg Water Crossing Bridge, correct, on Route 19. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? No. But get me any and all information you have. I don't care if Chad
See you
can,
after the meeting. Can you stay till after the meeting?
thank you, Gina. Number 20. Review, discuss, consider elected officials' approval pursuant to section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended for Salem Volunteer Fire Department of proposed financing of equipment.
So Madam President, this is a form that it has been requested that the commission sign, which we have for other volunteer fire departments in the past, so they can lease a piece of equipment. They have followed all the necessary steps. They've had their public hearing, which theirs was held on Monday, July 7th. So this is just saying pretty much, yes, it's a volunteer fire department in our county. This is their address. They had their public meeting. so they can apply for this financing for this piece of equipment.
Then we're not liable in any way. This is just,
We are not liable in any way.
what's the pleasure on number 20?
Move to approve.
And to fix,
Appropriate signatures.
motion to approve the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 for the Salem Volunteer Fire Department and affix the appropriate signature or signatures. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None, motion carried. Number 21, review, discuss, consider potential options from FEMA for the Mount Clair Rail Trail Bridges Mitigation Project resulting from August 2023 flooding.
Okay, so I'm gonna back up a little bit. You all are aware of the flooding that we had on the rail trail back in August of 23. There were a couple projects that were opened with FEMA. The one project was for the debris removal, which had to be done right away. That was approved and we have received reimbursement for that debris removal. The project in question now is for the repair work to the bridges. I think there's some wing walls that needs repaired, some land that needs replaced, fencing, gabion baskets, and so on. So rather than me standing here and going through it, I've got Mr. Jason Means on Zoom, and he is with Charleston through the Department of Emergency. And he is willing to speak on this and kind of let you all know exactly where we stand in the process here going forth. Jason, would you mind speaking?
Yes, indeed. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, fantastic. Good morning, everyone. Yes, this project has been under development for some time, and I know that you all have been discussing a lot with different grants this morning. This is part of one of FEMA's grant programs, but at the same token, I would caution anybody to actually call it a grant because of the way that it works. It's actually a very convoluted reimbursement program. Anyhow, over the last few years, Harrison County, along with Mr. Biller, had provided information to further develop this project. The current potential obligation is around $180,000. That being said, when the new administration came into Washington, they immediately started realigning FEMA and making changes to how FEMA does business. And they immediately made changes to the cost calculations of how hazard mitigation projects are put together. So they're going to do a automatic reduction on the funding that could be potentially obligated. Long story short, that $180,000 is going to be chipped down to around $72,000. Now, at this point in time, the county has several options. One option is to argue with FEMA, and you're welcome to do that. We will support you in your arguments, but considering how FEMA is being reshaped, I don't see them changing their position. So we'll spend a year's worth of time and be back to exactly where we are right now. The next option is to do an improved project where you basically say, we're going to still do the work that needs to be done. However, we're going to pay out of pocket for additional expenses. This is the next best option. The challenge is that where you're still doing digging and work in and around water, there's still considerable FEMA environmental reviews, and we don't know right now, especially since there's been such a sizable reduction in FEMA staff, we don't know how long those reviews are going to take. So my recommendation is to go with the third option, which is what's called an alternate project. The county can opt to spend the money on other things. Now, the devil's in the details. Right now, if we were to potentially do an alternate project, that would leave the county with $72,000 or $72,866.45. Please note that this is something that is a split between federal and non-federal. So the federal cost share of the project is $54,649.84. The non-federal cost share is $18,216.61. The reason why I bring this up is that typically for these types of projects, our applicants apply to the governor's office for their rainy day fund, the governor's contingency fund, to cover the non-federal cost share of what we would consider a standard lane project, which is what you all have been diligently trying to develop with FEMA. That being said, is that the distinction that the governor's office typically makes is need versus want versus need. So a lot of the times when we have applicants do alternate projects, it's deemed more of a want. If you want to pay your back taxes, if you want to pay your electricity bill with the money, that's something that FEMA would actually consider, but the governor's office will not consider. So if you wanted to say hypothetically, we would like to just use this money to buy materials for to repair the damage from the flood, i.e. gravel, concrete, rebar, whatever, we would just need a list from Mr. Biller as far as what those expenses would be, an itemized list. It doesn't have to be anything longer than a page. But if you all wanted to itemize that, we would still see that as a need, and you could still request that balance, that $18,000 non-federal balance from the governor's contingency fund. So pending any questions, that's all that I have.
What is the total cost to fix it? Do we know?
I believe 180,000 was.
The original was 180, and that was what was originally approved. However, the change that was made has reduced that amount to 72,000. So 72 right now is what we have approved, correct, Jason?
Yes, $72,866.45.
Of course, we know that won't, but it's $180,000 to fix what the problems are.
Yes.
Okay, because you've explained this to us before. I
Yes.
remember. Okay, but we can get. Now,
What he's saying, we have 72,866 that
But
is
are we gonna
now,
get all of that?
well, the non-federal.
That's what I'm trying to get to, Gina.
Yeah,
Let me
the
finish my
the
question.
federal share, which is the $54,649.84, we would be able to get in reimbursement for any materials purchased for the repair of those bridges. The
For the
non-federal
54.
share, pardon me,
54, we would definitely get the 54,000 is what I'm asking.
that's
I
what I
tried to say
understand,
that.
correct, Jason?
That is correct. And we have had, as
I thought
FEMA
I
still has to,
Say that the 18,000 would be up in the air.
The 18,000 would come from the state, that would be up in the air. Yes,
Okay,
and
but
it's
we-
possible that you would have to eat that cost, or it's possible that we can get it.
So at least we
It's
got
just, we
50
don't know.
but the 54,000, I just hypothetically, we've had other applicants that have wound up in similar positions. And we've had them use to purchase like a failing air conditioning system on their library or put a new roof on a building. FEMA has to grant approval. You can't go out and use this money to build a new casino, but you can use it for what FEMA would deem reasonable things. But again, I make that distinction that 54,000, I would say, is kind of in the bag. $54,649.84 is something that FEMA would be able to pay to you relatively quickly based on what you would request. But if you would like the entire amount to include that 18, I would say frame your request through us to the governor's office is that it's still a need versus a want.
Because if I remember correctly, Chad, in the beginning, you suggested something that they weren't going to go for. Is that correct? They wanted us to do more.
They wanted us to provide them with more cost estimates
Oh, okay.
and more detail. So we did that. That's how we came up with the 180.
Okay.
Yes, and unfortunately, you and many other applicants across the country have had the rug yanked out from underneath of you. Once FEMA changed the way that they do their cost estimations for the work that Mr. Biller put together for the hazard mitigation proposal, that those funds basically just went away.
Is there any other agencies in the state that we could look for money for to repair these bridges?
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
Rail trails are important to the state.
Well, and think of it in this way is that I know that you would at some point in the future need to make those repairs. Again, if it's something that is connected to the flooding event and it is a need versus a want, you could certainly purchase the materials that are necessary and stockpile those materials while you come up with an overall solution to complete the rest of the work.
We need to move on this correctly, correct?
Mhm.
I would certainly recommend that because new FEMA, well, we call it FEMA 2.0, whatever it's going to be, they're no longer dilly-dallying, even if they've dilly-dallied on you all for some time. They are not going to wait around for a decision to be made for very long. The new model of FEMA is to get in and then to move on to the next disaster as rapidly as possible. So they are kind of dinging us every day. What does the county want to do with these funds?
I just think that we just need to go ahead and get the list and come up with a list of materials that'll cover that. Purchase them and find somewhere to store them to where figure out the rest of the puzzle.
Does that make them happy if we do that?
I think
Everybody
so.
happy at this point in time?
I think so.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get the stuff and it sit there. We need to
No, but
come up with a plan.
again, it's probably gonna take a few months to before they even process it, we get it. So then we'll have to find a contractor that'll work with us that we purchase most of the supplies. So
So Jason, is that, you think that's doable then?
Certainly, we also have the ability to do what we call internally just-in-time funding. The county basically, if you come up with a reasonable request or a cost estimate, we do not advance funds, but we will just in time. So if you know what you want to buy and what you're going to put out to get, you can send us that. We can provide that funding. And then once you purchase it, just send us the cleared check or a bank statement indicating that you've purchased those items. But that way we could we could do a drawdown with FEMA probably in the next 2 to 4 weeks.
here's people going past them. That's what he just said. Not sure how to
Craft a motion.
yeah, I'm trying to figure that part of it out. A motion to move forward with FEMA funds for repairs to the Mount Clair Rail Trail Bridges Mitigation Project. And to apply for, I guess, the FEMA funds.
Do you want it the 54,649 that we want to get from FEMA federally and?
Yes.
So do you all not want to request the additional non-federal cost share from the governor's contingency fund?
What requested,
Rainy day.
yeah, out of the rainy day, but at this point, I think the FEMA money's at what, 99.9%, and I would have to say the money coming out of the governor's rainy day fund would probably be low 20s.
The amount of the non-federal cost share if FEMA sticks with their current obligation is $18,216.61.
Okay,
Okay, so you want to, you done?
yeah,
You want to move forward with applying for the FEMA funds, both federal and state, non-federal. For the Mount Clair Rail Trail Bridges Mitigation Project. Is that covered?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Thank you, Gina.
Thank you, Jason. I appreciate your help.
Yes, thank you, Jason.
Thank you all for your time.
Okay, number 22, review, discuss, consider resolution authorizing the acceptance of a grant from the West Virginia Court Security Fund to replace the circuit judge's intercom systems and to add 6 cameras to the exterior of the courthouse.
So basically, it says what it's for. It's the application I put in a few months ago, and they approved the cameras outdoors, and then the judges needed a new intercom system to get back into their quarters, and it'll cover that. So it's a total of $71,870.
Great. Move to approve acceptance of the grant for courthouse security
And to fix signature.
and for the president to fix her signature.
Motion to approve and affix president's signature. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Mr. Treehouse is not in the room. Number 23, review, discuss, consider resolution authorizing the acceptance of funds from the fiscal year 24 West Virginia Community Corrections Fund for the Harrison County Community Corrections Program.
Yes, I put in an application for that. We have been approved for 100,000. I went on ahead and put it on this agenda since originally there was going to be 3 weeks before the next one, because I'm waiting for the contracts to come anytime, and they usually want them back right away, especially since we've already gotten into the new fiscal year. So I went on ahead and put it on this, but this for partial payment toward the counselors for community corrections.
Okay. Move to approve authorizing the acceptance of the funds for FY 24 West Virginia Community Corrections Fund for Harrison County Community Corrections Program and for the president to fix her signature.
Motion to approve resolution authorizing the acceptance of funds from the fiscal year 24 West Virginia Community Corrections Fund for the Harrison County Community Corrections Program and president to affix her signature. Any discussion? None, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None, motion carried. Number 24, review, discuss, consider resolution authorizing the acceptance of funds from the West Virginia Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management grants.
That is for the Office of Emergency Management. I sent in an application for 96,000. They pay 50% of it, and we received that money and actually received the money already. So it's already been sent in. So this is just a formality to sign the contract. Because we got the money and it's reimbursing the OEM director and part of their expenses, but mainly the OEM director's salary.
Okay. Move to approve resolution authorizing the acceptance of funds from the West Virginia Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management grants and for the president to affix her signature.
Motion to approve resolution authorizing the acceptance of funds from West Virginia Division of Homeland Security and Emergency Management grants and that approved, or the president affix her signature to the resolution. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
You want, I'll take 25, 26, 27, just approve travel.
Go for it.
Agenda item 25, 26, 27 are requests for travel. Move to approve travel for employees listed.
Okay. Motion to approve 25, 26, and 27 for employees listed for travel to the various activities or training. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Laura.
So a couple things. One, we received the dump truck, so the dump truck is ours now and being put in operation. So we awarded the bid to Safeco for the not demolition, for phase 1 of the Matheny building in Shinston. They're actually starting to mobilize and will be on site today. Hopefully it is taken care of today. If not, it'll fall into tomorrow, but they are going to take care of it. They're ready to start work right away. So that's pretty exciting. The Ellis property, the building will be coming down. The restaurant will be coming down next week. Otherwise, maintenance has been out there. The fence is already down. They've been mowing. They've been weed eating. They're working really hard.
They have been working hard. I was out there the other day.
On getting that taken care of.
Before the first flea market, because there is an active demo, we should have somebody from maintenance do a safety check. Sometimes utilities come up and those things that we don't expect, just to make sure everything is flush with the ground. Gonna have people out there walking around, want to make sure there's nothing we need to cover up, barricade off.
Sorry, hold on, let me write that down. Okay.
We got anywhere with the other property out there?
No, we're working on setting up the meetings. We did send a letter of support for Sun Valley PSD that was requested at the last meeting. That has been taken care of. And then I did send the commissioners an email so we can talk about later. Know the direction about doors. And being locked or unlocked.
Oh, yes.
The Sun Valley project. So we sent a letter of support for that,
Yes.
and they're going to the state and federal to try to get that money, or we gonna be able to help them out anywhere financially?
So financially, they didn't ask us for any help right now at this point in time. They asked for a letter of support.
Okay.
Mr. Dale came and spoke about that. So went ahead and typed up that letter and got that out. Maybe once Mr. Dale figures out if
Yeah,
they
I
can
mean,
help or
see
whatever,
how much
can
they
come
can get,
back,
and
then
then,
it can
yeah.
be decided. And
I'm sure what's going to be more than happy to loan them. I mean, it's just a matter of them taking on another payment. Okay.
then that's all I have.
You have anything, Mr. Hinkle?
Oh, man.
I have nothing. Commissioner Treehouse,
No, thank you.
entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Adjourned.
I'm for avoiding a long term.
I'm with you.
I don't give a crap. Don't want